Right, Mark Yates then ahead of the Cup game at Tranmere, FA Cup first round. When the two balls came out as they did, what was your first thought?
Tough, tricky tie. Obviously, the connection with Luke Summerfield's dad being the assistant manager up there, and an interesting one. You know, both teams are doing quite well, and both teams will fancy the chances of progressing, and you know that hasn't changed. It'll be a good game. Both teams play football, and one we're looking forward to.
Speaking to our contacts at Merseyside, Les Parry's got what they describe as a very hard-working team.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, Kev was very kindly sent down a couple of DVDs before we played a couple of teams in the JPT. So we'd had prior knowledge. So I almost felt like I should have sent him up a couple of DVDs to watch of us. But he's seen us a few times, obviously watching Luke play. Yeah, they're hard working, some good players. Threat at set pieces. They've got a box of tricks that come out at every available set piece for, so we've got to be aware of that. And they're good players, and they've got a spirit about them. Yeah, a typical side from Merseyside who fancy their chances, who work hard for each other and do it for their manager.
I know, until Wednesday night, I was going to say that they're quite tight defensively, but you saw them at Chesterfield on the ship.
Yeah, they made a couple of changes to the back line. You know, listen, we're not taking into account Tuesday night, so I'm sure they're not going to take into account Wednesday night. You know, they made a few changes, as did we. We made more. It'll be a tight game. You know, it will be a tight game. It'll be a decent game of football. Both teams, as I said, trying to play, but I'm not reading into too much of our performance Tuesday, and you know, I'm sure Les will be the same.
You've been non-league player, non-league manager, league player, now league manager. Is the first round of the Cup still a special weekend?
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, you always used to get a free week leading up to the Cup games, and you used to be able to do something. But obviously, with the game Tuesday, that's not the case. But yeah, we're all looking forward to it. It's exciting, you know. There's a little bit of prize money on it for the club, but it's you want to get into that third round, and obviously you've got to go to get there. You've got to try and get through the first one.
Most people would want a home draw in the Cup, but given your away form lately, I just wonder whether you actually don't mind away.
Well, I think we've just had 5 away wins on the spin, so you know, it doesn't matter where we are. We fancy ourselves home or away. But that's not underestimating the task we've got. You know, I think they've conceded 4 goals at home this season. It'll be tight. It'll be a good game, and so we can, when we get there, the lads will know everything about them by today, by tomorrow, by Saturday, and we've just got to go up there with the same attitude that we showed at Bradford and Accrington and Burton and games before that. And if we do that, we fancy our chances. But it's going to be a tough trip.
Against a side from a higher division, is the first chance generally the best chance?
I don't know. It could be, of course it could be. But I think that's more a case if you're playing, you know, if you were to play a Premier League team or a top Championship side. I don't know how much difference there is between the League One and League Two. They've got good players. They've got plenty of them, no problem at all. But like I say, we're confident at the moment, and we've got to not worry about that. Just get up there and perform. And if we do that, get a little bit of luck, work harder than them, which is going to be a hard task. But if we do that, we have a chance, and we've been doing that of late. So long may that continue.
No expectation on you other than within the club, probably.
Yeah, exactly. You know, no one. You know, everyone sees the League One trip away. First round of the Cup, well, it's probably a quiet exit. We've got to make sure it isn't. You know, we've got to make sure that we go up there, give our best shot, and if we do that, like I say, and they have a little off day, we can win. There's no doubt we can go up there and win. But you know, that said, you know, things have got to go our way.
Key thing to sort out for you during this week, I think, has been Luke Garbutt and Jimmy Spencer. Whether their parent clubs will allow you to play them, will they?
I know the answer to that, yeah, and you lot will find out the answer to that on Saturday.
When the team sheet's put out?
When the team sheet's put out, yeah.
Given... Okay. That's a stopper.
That stumped you, that one,
That
hasn't
really
it?
is
And
a
I like
stopper.
that.
That's a stopper, isn't it? Okay. Injury-wise, because obviously because of the changes on the weekend, I'm assuming you've got a pretty clear bill of health.
Full squad that we'll pick from. No, we're fine. The other night we made changes. I'll hold my hand up that it didn't work, but it worked at Wickham. It worked against Torquay. It was one of those nights where we didn't do things as well as we could have done, and it cost us. But that said, I think we're still strong. We've still got a good group, and you know, whatever team we put out, if there's changes, if there's not changes, I expect to go and to get back to how we have been.
Just one last thought. I think it was might have been after last week actually. You said that it's got to a stage now where you don't need to say much before the game because your captain is saying it for you. So what is Benno saying?
I can't understand him. That's not right. You know, Alan's been brilliant, as have they all, and you know, I just expect that to carry on. You know, he demands off the players within the group, and you know, like we do. He's perfect captain for me. He does what I want him to. He says what I want him to say, what I like hearing, and I haven't had to tell him to do that. It's just coming from him, and it's great. And you know, him and Stevie will be back available for the weekend, and that'll boost us. As will, you know, we rested a few players. We didn't rest a few players because we took it lightly. We rested a few players because we thought it was the right thing to do for the season, right thing to do for Tuesday night. You know, we felt that the side we put out was capable of getting a result, and it just didn't happen for everybody.
Best of luck, thank you.
Mark, have you spoken to Martin Devaney since he went to Tranmere?
I spoke to him a few times in the summer, and members of my staff did, but I haven't. It'll be nice to see him. I like Martin. He did brilliant for us. Great lad, and from what I think it might be a little bit too soon for him, but it'll be nice to see him.
Yeah, he hasn't played since September, I think.
No, I think he's picked up an injury, and obviously, like I say, I don't think he'll be available. Obviously, Josh Labadie's there as well, so a couple of connections with our club as well. So it'll be good to see. But it's not about that. It's about the two teams going out there and doing battle.
Yeah, if you're going to win one game this week, you'd probably rather win the FA Cup game, wouldn't you?
I wanted to win both, John. To be honest, if we'd have won the other night, you're a couple of games from Wembley. But you know, realistically, you're not going to win the FA Cup. You want to go on a run in both, you know, and there was no more importance to this one than there was Tuesday night. It was just we played a slightly different team, believing that we could get a result, and as I said, it didn't happen.
Yeah, I don't want to keep your loan availability close to your chest, but are you any further down the line with those two lads maybe being here a bit longer?
Talks are on. You know, I talk all the time to the two clubs about various things. And at the minute they can't. We can't. We haven't got a definite answer. We've got, you know, where we think it'll go, and you know, we've on the back of that you have contingency plans as well. You know, so we're hopeful, but we're not demanding answers because we're not in a position to do that. You know, we're grateful for all three loans that we've got for their clubs, allowing them to come to us and get their education. But they're also doing really well for us, and we're happy with that.
Yeah, he said Scott Brown was one of the few players to come out with any credit on Tuesday. I think having a game like that will do him good ahead of a big away game.
There were a few decent performances. You know, the two wide players did quite well first half. Sido was excellent. Scott Brown did well, no problem at all. I just felt we didn't do enough. There weren't enough good performances to get us a result, and the two goals were poor. We just didn't do enough. Scotty's got another chance to come back in and play well. He was disappointed with the manner of the first goal, and that hasn't helped our cause. And he'll be looking for a clean sheet on Saturday.
Yep. What's the situation with Carl Haynes? 'Cause I think his loan's up now, is it?
His loan's up Saturday. So we'll Ensford. I've been speaking to Ensford as well. You know, so their manager, assistant manager, and what's best for Kyle, and we'll just something will happen over the next few days, I think, in terms of whether he's going to come back and stay, whether he's going to. We want Kyle to do what's right for Kyle, you know, in terms of he wants to keep playing football, and at the moment his opportunities are limited here, so we'll sit down and see what he wants to do.
Has he done well there? Has he had a good
Yeah, he's done
reports?
very well, very well. They really like him. He's playing football. It's near where he lives. It's convenient. He wants to play higher, of course he does, and we've just got to sit down with him, and when he's ready, we'll sort out where we're going to go.
Yeah.
Grant,
All right,
off you go.
exactly. All loan players are not available at the weekend, so we move on quickly. All right.
Yeah.
Ah.
So that's fine. That's the club's prerogatives, and we fully respect that. That's always going to be the case when you've got other people's players. Not a problem. We move on without them. And again, not a problem for my team selection.
Window of opportunity for two
Window
others.
of opportunity for one or two others, absolutely. And it is only one or two others. We won't be wholesale changes. So I just expect whoever comes in to carry on the good work, and I'm sure that'll be the case.
The boys themselves are disappointed not to
Of
play,
course they
I'm
are.
sure.
Yeah, of course they are. But you have to respect other clubs' wishes. Like I said before, they're not contractually our players. They're doing a great job for us in the league, and long may that continue. But other clubs don't want their players, younger players, cup tied, and like I said, not a problem on our part. We've tried as much as we could, but you have to sometimes realise that just that. The harsh reality is that's their answer, and you have to get on with it. And like I said, I've made a few phone calls, spoke to the right people, but not a problem. We go on, and that's what I've got a squad here for. And as I say, come Saturday, it won't be a problem.
Could be that the versatility of a couple of players plays into your hands here.
Of course it does. Exactly. We'll I know where I'm going. I knew yesterday really that it weren't happening. Just got confirmation and that's fine. I know where I saw him Wednesday night. You like that one, and I know where I'm going, so we'll be all right.